Hello, in this video I'll be explaining some factors about the DR metric, a bit of history into how metrics itself came into place, and how actually PageRank itself still exists, but I'm only going to be going into PageRank a small amount in this video as a whole. So anyway, I got contacted by a client and he basically said to me, hey, can you increase my DR metric from 15 to 50? And I basically just said, yeah, sure, that can be done fairly easy. We discussed about it link building, that kinds of stuff. Nothing too complicated. If you've never done metrics before as a ranking factor or understand them or see value in them for whatever reasons, to give you some information into how exactly these metrics came in place, in the past, Google had a system called Google PageRank. This was a metric which a lot of people knew about, and at the time, it was quite plausible in the past that you could get, for example purposes, say a PageRank links of say 8, that kinds of stuff, or a bit lower, a bit higher, that kinds of stuff. You would basically get something like that. You'd attach it to your money site and you'd be ranking first page quite quickly. That was one of the reasons that Google in the past basically said, we're not doing PageRank anymore. That was not actually true. PageRank still existed, but Google tried to pretend it did not exist to try and stop people, if you like, ranking too easy so people would not buy AdWords as much as they used to. That was kind of the reason why they claimed it did not exist. Google has actually quite recently admitted that PageRank still does exist, but that was the reason why it kind of died off. It was also as well quite easy in the past. You could quite easily get, for example, purchases like 5 or 6 high page rank sites, the link to you, and you could quite easily be a page rank 1, 2, 3, that kind of stuff. That was one of the reasons that Google kind of wanted people not to realize it as a factor as much as it was. One of the biggest factors when it came to PageRank in itself as a system was the actual backlinks. Because it's an actual backlinks, and you could then, in theory, get the highest PageRank ones to boost your sites, Google itself wanted to kind of disappear. But providers such as Ahrefs, Moz, Majestic, I know they're basically systems start off for their metrics, such as their one, this one, DR, you get DA, that kind of stuff, Trustful from Majestic, kind of stuff. Most of them basically have placed a big importance when creating their own metric system or factors as well based in PageRank. So if you consider it, if you understood PageRank quite well, you would understand how their system itself works. Now, I'm just to be fair, not everyone does understand PageRank, which is kind of a thing that people kind of put to a back boiler because Google's claimed for so long it doesn't exist. But it's still of value to you understanding how the metrics of softwares like Ahrefs work for governing if a site is good or bad. Now, for DR itself in reference to Ahrefs, backlinks is definitely one of the biggest factors, there's no doubt about that, but there's other things that come into it as well. But in the simplified case, to get a high DR rating on something like Ahrefs, we need to get sites which have high DR ratings. For example purposes, we need ones that are going to be at least 30 to try and give him or her a ranking boost. So in this case, the way I'll be doing it will be I'll be attaching links from universities, such as one based in Spain. I'll be attaching links from high quality ones based in Russia, Ukraine, Germany, and a few other countries as well. I'm not going for each country specifically for some specific reason in reference to the domain ranking. I'm just going with them because I can get easy access to links from them, and I've already got accounts on these sites as well, so I can quite easily make a link back to the site with an article, that kind of stuff, and have him ranking to 50 DR quite easy and improve his sales, that kinds of stuff. So if you understand basically how the metric system works, it is quite easy to, if you like, take advantage of it. To give you one example before I end this video, I could go into a lot more, I'm not going to lie, it's just something I understand well. But anyway, one of the things which used to be a super common practice, because directory sites itself, in Google's eyes, if you like, are kind of like a authority-based site or something which should be taken serious or valuable, a lot of software themselves would actually give directory sites a high rating in their system. So you might find they have, say, 60, 70, that kinds of stuff. And that's not, I'm not talking about ones you purely paid for. This can be free, paid, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But it was quite plausible that what people used to do in the past is I kind of think it's a bit of a scam, but that's my opinion. You can disagree with me if you want. In the past, what would happen was people would find lots of expired domains. The expired domains itself may have, for example purposes, a couple of good links or okay links, nothing special going on with the domains. So let's just say, for example purposes, it has, at the exact moment you find the expired domain, 5 links. These links are nothing special. There's 3 forums and 2 simply ones from social media such as Facebook and Twitter. So there's nothing really big going on the site to make it good or valuable to get. So what people would do is they would use some type of automated program. The automated program, its purpose here is to make directory links. Because they're making directory links, people will then see something like this. They'd see 40 trustful, 30 trustful, 20, that kind of stuff. And people will be selling these sites which are, to be honest, mostly worthless for like $50, that kind of stuff. And that was actually a really, really common practice in the past. People still do it, but it's kind of died off in a sense because most of the CEOs now realise that the metrics from companies like Ahrefs, Moz, Majestic, that kind of thing, Google itself doesn't really care because Google doesn't own Ahrefs, Majestic, or Moz or other things that has metric systems. They don't actually place the importance of them. The main thing you should use DR as a thing. It should simply be something to try and help you gauge if a site's good or bad. It shouldn't be something which is crucial you get. It should just help you understand if a site's a good quality one, an okay one, or a bad one. For example purposes, if you had 100 websites you check over today, you might find out of these 100 websites, 5 of them have a 90 DR or higher. So then you might decide, okay, these are sites I want to get a guess was most. So you could use it as simply a faster way to tell if a link or a website is of value to your business or your client's business. That's the sort of things you could do. You could as well, if you're selling expired domains or selling auction domains, that kind of stuff, you could use the metrics as something to help gauge if it would be valuable for your client or potential clients to then sell them a site or websites using that as a sort of metric. You could also use a trustful one to try and gauge that, or Moz's own one as well. And one other thing I'll teach you before I end, or tell you if you don't already know, is I was in quite a cool chat with some guys. I was in chat with some Russians, some Americans, some Canadians. Put simply, we do like a little private hangout every week. Well, not every week, but most weeks, where we talk about CEOs, we discuss things, a range of our issues. Anyway, so put simply, me and him and the others got into talk about Trustful. And basically, what he was telling me was, if you have a website which has got, say, a Trustful, or say 60, something like that higher, you can actually find these sites itself can actually give you very good ranking boosts. And I was curious to know if he was right, and he actually is right. You'll find if you find sites using the Majestic Trustful ratio, you'll find you can actually from these types of sites get impressive ranking boosts. If you find it seems to be the cutoff point seems to be about 40. If you have a site which has got a Trustful of 40, you can find using simply a Trustful metric system. If a site's got a Trustful of say 40, you can find you can get impressive ranking boosts, and 60 as well, even better, and so on. So it's something you could use as a potential way to gauge if a site's better, can increase your client sales, that kind of stuff, using Majestic's own Trustful system to gauge if a website is good or bad, that kind of stuff. This is something you should think about. Anyway, that's all. Thanks.